Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This news is coming from Niger. Our Niger President, General Abdourahman Tiani, has given a very powerful speech in one of the towns. There must be a reason why he was there. For whatever reasons, it's just 6 minutes speech. And he doesn't speak for 6 minutes. So I will look for the rest later on. The wind is there and it's disturbing. You have to listen carefully to the history that he has to share with us. It's a joy to listen to encyclopedia, if I pronounce it well, walking around among us without any dictionary, without anything. He has everything at the back of his mind or his head. I'll be back, families.
For us, any divided people is a significantly weakened people and a people that is easy to destroy. Our ancestors resisted with the means available to them at the time. We remember the struggle that was courageously led by Mohamedou Adjib, who served as the ruler of Sindel, a region with a rich and vibrant history. In the year 1897, Mohamedou Adjib made the significant journey to the UT mission, an event that marked an important chapter in the story of Sindel and its people. We keep this in mind. The struggle that Alpha, or Moro of Karma, led in the 1900s also stands out against the colonial power. We know of the important struggle that Alpha Said, who was a marabout, led despite his disability. Motivated by deep patriotism and the defense of the homeland, Dadou Nsidi left his village of Kopsidanga. We also remember the struggle and the perseverance that Narewa, Nader, and Lekwanu went through, especially through the efforts and dedication of Mahamoud Kibrai. Their journey and determination remain significant in our memory. And the Katina led through. It was in June 1899, a battle, after which he courageously sacrificed himself for the honor of his country in Tachad. We remember the fierce and determined resistance put up bravely against the Hule Shanwan column by the Saravnia in June 1899, and our resistance, thanks to the determination of our ancestors, was able to overcome that infamous column, which caused dozens of deaths among the old serfs, but which ultimately was crushed by Dampo. I know that you were innocently made to sing, naively, to sing about what is called the tragedy of Dampo. Every Nigerian says proudly and gratefully, Nkori is not just a flag. Nkori is the very symbol of the victory of a people who defended themselves with arrows, who defended themselves with sacks, who defended themselves with trees, but who ultimately managed to crush the Shuzé Shanwa column. I believe that in the school textbooks of Benin, the powerful colonial power, they spoke of the tragedy of Nankori. Nankori is a victory of the Nigerian people against invasion. The relics of this column, notoriously well known, were sent to the rear the day before last by a French lieutenant named Panier, who tried to cross the Poigny, the Rewa, the Siki, or Goso. If you like, for those who don't understand Siki. He tried to cross but was harassed until his last breath. We should congratulate ourselves and we should make it known. Proud of this behavior and of this benefit to the country, we have saved the honor and dignity of our nation. The enemy uses methods that you absolutely must know and master so as not to be led into horror.
I thank you for your time. I've added another video that will make sense to you. A gentleman has explained everything that is going on in a short reaction video. Families, please listen to him and I'll be back.
For the past few days, Niger has been abuzz with two major topics dominating public debate. On one hand, there is the standoff between the Nigerian state and the Chinese oil company CNPC over the management and control of national resources. And on the other hand, the call made by the head of state General Abdourahman Tiani during his visit to the Tilaburi region, inviting every citizen to symbolically contribute 100 CFA francs to support the country's renewal. Two different initiatives, but both driven by the same momentum: economic sovereignty and popular participation in the national effort. Beyond this show of solidarity, El Kabir Mohammed also revisits the standoff between the Nigerian state and the CNPC company. A case which, according to him, illustrates the authorities' determination to regain control over the country's strategic resources. A fight for greater fairness, more transparency and better management of national wealth for the benefit of the Nigerian people.
With CNPC, the president demanded that our compatriots receive the same salary treatment. In fact, even better, because it's our resource. If this resource didn't exist, your technology would be doomed to fail, because it wouldn't be able to provide you with any added value. It's because our wealth is there. And this wealth, it is God who gave it to us. So you must treat our employees as well as possible. Secondly, the president said there must be a transfer of technology. I think this is a very important topic, this issue with CNPC. I believe that I would even like to address those who do not share President Tiani's vision. That is, those who are fighting against President Tiani. I would like to say something. You may not like President Tiani, but when it comes to matters of national interest, it is your duty to support him. I'm not talking about those of us who support President Tiani because we are convinced of his commitment to safeguarding Niger's interests. But in this debate about the CNPC, even the enemies of President Tiani, as long as they are from Niger, must help him. Why? Because President Tiani is showing that even if you are my ally, as long as you do not align yourself with the interests of Niger, I will oppose you. We know very well that today, since July 26th, Niger's strategic allies include Russia, China, and Iran, among others. But the three I just mentioned are Niger's key partners, who have even helped Niger on the international stage. But when it comes to preserving Niger's interests, especially protecting its mineral resources, the president, Tiani, does not hesitate to take strong measures against anyone. He did it with France. Everyone applauded because we know that France has exploited us since the dawn of time. But today, the fight that President Tiani is leading is not about leaving one form of domination just to enter another. President Tiani wants to bring our fellow citizens. Nigerians have accepted that only Niger's interests should prevail. What is President Tiani's so-called sin that his enemies want to criticize? It's simply saying that whether you're Chinese, Russian, Jamaican, or Australian, if you come to benefit from Niger's resources, you must allow Niger's citizens to be on the same wavelength as you.
Beyond the debates and tensions, the message seems clear. Niger now intends to take its destiny into its own hands, whether it concerns the management of its natural resources or the contribution of everyone to the national effort. Between sovereignty and solidarity, the country is slowly but surely paving the way for a renewal desired by all and, above all, carried by its people.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. He explained everything into details. I now know why our president was there speaking. I will look for more because I like to listen to him and learn from him a lot, history-wise and everything. My brother, congratulations to you. You make sense in every single word that you put out there, calling the rest who do not like him to come forward, do not like their president, to come forward and join hands, because this fight is not by the leaders. They are not fighting it for themselves. Who will sacrifice their lives? They know their lives is in danger every day, every single time. But they are there to fight for these countries. So yes, even if you do not support everything that they are doing, please support them. In this case, to support or to reclaim your resources perfectly. Because how? There was one news, I can't remember it now, where I got it from. Maybe I have it. If I do, I'll add a bit to this. a company in Burkina Faso. Yes, they were paying less. During those days, they were paying less. And when Captain Ibrahim came on, he said, you are not going to be doing that. Continue doing that, paying less to our citizens and paying more to your citizens. When they asked, they were saying that because their standard of living is higher than the standard of living in this particular country. I can't remember it all. I will look for it. If I find it, I'll add it to this video.
The presence of is a major event in the history of Burkina Solipo, and indeed of the raciculture sector in Burkina Faso. Witnesses to Braque Nation's commitment to improving the working and living conditions of these workers. It should be emphasized that this agreement is the result of a clear desire on the part of both parties. Companies have their own legal and regulatory framework. The collective agreement and practical establishment, in accordance with the principles of favor, to organize into 9 titles dealing with all aspects, to enrich henceforth the labor relations between reagenation for workers. It is important to note that the convention aims several objectives, of which 3 deserve special attention. 1. Consolidation and consolidation of workers' achievements. Our convention has codified, formalized, improved employee benefits acquired as a result of inter-2 negotiations. Improving working conditions under the collective agreement establishing PACWIN at this level aims above all to establish a fairer and safer working environment for all our company's workers. It includes essential and more favorable provisions to guarantee healthy working conditions that respect workers' rights. We want every employee to be able to carry out his or her job in an environment conducive to personal and professional fulfillment. And PACWIN's commitment to Solipo by initiating this process and committing to implementing the provisions of the Policy and Establishment Agreement, Brassinat Sodibo confirms its desire to build a dynamic company, respectful of workers' rights and in line with international best practice. We are committed to ensuring that this agreement is applied, and to maintaining a constructive social dialogue so that the interests of all stakeholders are taken into account in a balanced manner. By signing this collective agreement, we are laying the foundations for a company resolutely focused on building the well-being of its human capital, a guarantee of repeat performance. I am convinced that this new impetus will contribute to improving the living and working conditions of our employees. Economic plan. Your presence at this event is further proof of the importance of dialogue. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the management of Zelda de Bratin and its employees. The initiative to conclude a plant-wide collective agreement. I congratulate the Miss Negotiations Commission members for their sacrifices and achievements. Negotiation process and the agreement of the establishment of Brasinas at the level of see here labor relations between Burkinas at the level and workers was initiated in January 2015 following a collective labor dispute. Negotiations proper began in 2017 and continued in 2018 and 2019 before the occasion was known. In 2024, following consultations, negotiations were opened from November 29 to December 5. December 6 to 8, facilitated by a human person at work. At the end of the negotiating session, all the provisions of the collective agreement were first agreed, and minutes of the negotiations were signed, marking the conclusion of the long process which will be crowned by the official certitude of the agreement to others. Once again, I congratulate the Braculation social partners for their spirit of conciliation and the concessions they made during the negotiation process. And who has made it possible not to love her that you have consigned to me. With the signing of this collective bargaining agreement, you now have effective tools, actions and human resources at your disposal, which will continue to maintain a calm social climate, a factor in the productivity of your company and the fulfillment of your workers. I would therefore like to invite you to make this agreement your own. It will be your compass in the gap. Professional.
Their standard of living is higher, and so they have to receive higher pay. And the citizens that they are living around with, they receive less. I said, what? So my brother, how you frame everything is right. This is your resources. Without your resources, their machines will not be there. And so equal right, exchange of technology, everything you demand, they have to give. If they don't give, then they are not equal partners. Then they have to go. You can't move from fry pan to fire. No, it won't happen. Yes, the president is saying, no way. You have to pay them equal. At the end of the day, you are doing the same job. So why not? Why not pay equal? You are in my country, even in Niger. If standard of living is high in your country, in Niger, things are cheaper than your country. So yes, at least respect that. That's it. Anyway, families, if you like something like this, like the video, share it. Let others know what is going on, because I don't know whatever other people are sharing about this case. It seems like something that is going around on social media. So let people know what is going on. Thank you so much for your time. My VIPs, my kids and queens, my returning family, thank you. Thank you so, so much. I will leave you here. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Credit to Saha Info, my brother. Thank you so, so much. I haven't take your work for granted. Thank you for what you are doing. I appreciate you a lot. I will see you soon, my family. Bye-bye.